everyone, guess what? It's the episode that I personally have been trying to convince Raja to do.
You personally?
For 4 seasons. Yes. I always want to talk about AI, and you're always like, nah.
Yeah, because it's boring. Everyone talks about AI. Google it.
I know, but I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it all out in this episode. This is the giant AI episode.
So one thing I did do, though.
It's like Superman. Yeah.
Really? I thought that was Star Wars. Do it again?
You're right. I don't know. Listen.
What
is the Superman? Oh, yeah, that's what I was trying to go for.
Yeah, that's why I thought you were.
I was trying to go for that, but I might have gone a little bit Star Trek. We should be in the future, though. We should be in the future.
No, I wouldn't be Star Trek. I think it was more Star Wars.
We should go in the future because of AI, though.
Okay, sure.
Whatever is in the future is the theme song that we should use to start this episode.
Light speed ahead. Why are we both driving?
Because you don't know where you're going. Just kidding. Okay.
All right. AI.
So most of the time in our episodes, we talk about how nothing really changes, just the names change. However, I fundamentally do think that AI is a colossal change to the way that humans human. I think it's like the Bronze Age or the Iron Age. I think it is going to transform the way that humans do almost everything, the jobs that we have, the companies that we create. I think it is going to be a massive shift in the way that we do almost everything.
And in order to get ready for this episode, I Uno reversed. Andrew Lechner-Becker here. That was my Uno.
I got it.
Back here. I asked AI the exact question that this episode's about.
Okay. So what did you ask it specifically?
So I said, how are you going to take over? Not the world or anything like that, but what inside specifically for MarTech purposes are you going to help with? And I asked not one, obviously I'm a marketing mindset, so I got to get a little bit of like a data set here. So I asked, Gemini, I asked DeepSeek, I asked, ChattyBot, whatever. I asked a version of them, and they came up with actually very similarly, I wouldn't say like the exact words or phrases, but very good talking points for this episode, which you will find right now because I have digitally through this paper sent them to you.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
So where would you like to start?
She hasn't read them, so.
Well, okay. So I'll start with some things that I truly do see changing dramatically in the world of marketing.
By the way, it gave us talking points too. It
you
should talk about me doing this.
Yeah, but it's like sort of self-serving if we let AI drive this.
But that's why it's going to take over.
No, it's not. Not like that. Not quite. Like I got a whole slew of things in my own brain that I've concocted. Right. So we'll start there, and then
I leverage AI for its purpose to not think and have it tell me what to talk about.
Right. So we'll see what you like better. What hot takes are more interesting? That's a hot take.
Yeah, I got that. Thank you.
So one, I do think advertising, which is ripe for disruption because everyone fucking hates it anyways, it is going to change fundamentally. And like there's this post on LinkedIn that I really like from a gentleman. Oh, I thought I had it up. Give me a second. Give me 2 shakes of a tail feather here. So David C. Baker, anyone who puts their middle initial on LinkedIn is a serious motherfucker. Yeah. Okay, David C. Baker. He is the expert's expert, according to the New York Times. People can't make shit like that up, Raja.
No,
this guy knows his shit.
Very valid.
And he talks about like Zuckerberg, CEO of Meta, in case you're unfamiliar with him.
For the older people, Facebook.
Right. The Facebook, if you're real old school. No. So Zuckerberg did this interview, which basically was like, we're going to do all of the ads for you. We're going to optimize them per person. We're going to do all of the personalization. You do not have to worry about anything. And David Baker went through like the history of advertising and where it has come from advertising in newspapers and how agents really came to be, to how they started charging for the creative. And then it got into this idea of like most agencies are really just like buying and taking weeks and weeks and weeks or months to create an ad campaign. It's very much attuned to what we just talked about in like the changing role of the CMOs in the first episode, where it's like, this is not going to be necessary in the future. Like AI can very accurately, one, understand buyers better than any individual can to create a campaign that resonates directly with them at a level that is so personalized and effective and optimized for conversion, whatever your conversion rate's going to be, that like you really shouldn't need an agency in the future. And you really shouldn't need
paid ads agency.
Yeah. Paid ads agency. We don't do that work. Never did. Never saw the value. Yeah. So I think it's a matter of moving to a place where like you never needed all of that extra expense anyways between you, who you have something to sell, and your buyer who is on a platform, whether that's a social media platform or anyone's website or Google or whatever, like all of that's going to go away. And I am amped. Like we talked about in our last episode, I think we are spending too much on people and technology in marketing, and we need to put more effort into programs and actually like putting things in front of people's eyeballs so that they can react to it.
So 2 things.
AI didn't help me write any of that. Just my buddy, David C. Baker.
Very nice. 2 things.
The expert's expert.
One, yes. Time to market is going to be definitely faster. 2, if you look at the first bullet point, I just want to reference, she hasn't seen this. First bullet point. It put it in the third person. No. It put it in the third person, but I'm going to put it in the first person. I won't just do faster. I will think better, make strategic decision, reallocate budget, and expand audiences based on live performance data and not any historical lagging indicators. So everything that you mentioned when it comes to paid ads, if you really think about the concept of paid ads, right? What do you do? What do you pay someone to do? What do you have someone doing for you from a paid ads perspective? You are promoting something because it's an ad. You're promoting it across channels, and you're looking at what keywords, you're allocating your budget, you're creating design. Well, the first thing that it says is I can do all of those things better. It didn't say I personally, mind you, but it would be able to, if you think about the idea of creation of content and graphics for ads, like the fundamental thing is you have ad fatigue. Ad fatigue is if you have the same email little banner ad here or the same ad here, people are going to see it so often that eventually it's just going to go away. It's like that old school thing you used to do where you had a dot and a dot and you focus on a dot and that dot disappeared. Same concept. Well,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No shit, really?
No,
you've never done that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I will literally have her do it after
However,
this.
I would say it's. I would make it akin to like when you drive the same route to work every day and you no longer recognize the things that you pass because it's just so repetitious that.
Correct. But you have to change ads. And what literally the first talking point is that the intelligence part of AI and what it's going to do in that market very specifically is whether you're a mom and pop shop or whether you're a corporation, it is going to be able to dynamically change your ads, look at how people are interacting with it, and change it based off on multiple iterations without you having to send someone, do a proof, do a revision, do multiple revisions, then something. Like you're not gonna need those people generally anymore because once it figures out what your goal is, what the intent is, and it generates enough data based off on consistency and how people are interacting with it, it's just going to dynamically change. First bullet point. First bullet point.
Okay.
Her talk point.
I know. So here's my question for you. Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to be the bigger AI bro, but you're broing out here on me. And so here's my question to you though, because that I think is a place where creativity is going to be important. Because like AI doesn't make up new things very well. Like I use it for creative writing a lot as like a thinking partner, and it doesn't come up with new shit. It recycles things that it already knows. So yeah, it's going to be able to like optimize, but I do think that point of like running by the same ads that look the same, they feel the same, they use the same words, they do all that stuff. Yeah. Like humans already, like AI is not going to be creative, I don't think, in that way.
I completely disagree because I've been fucking around with VO3. Like,
yeah, but it's not it's using your stuff to begin with.
It's not.
It is.
It is not. It is creating a prompt to generate what it finds.
No.
Yes.
Well, yes, what it finds. So if nothing already exists, it's not going to just be like,
I'm just going to jump to the second page, 5th bullet point. Data infrastructure is going to be the bottleneck. So data is going to be the root cause of it. What you feed into the system is what you get out of it. What I'm saying is that and then I'm going to go to bullet point number. Hold on, where is it?
Let's take a real example.
Yeah.
Let's pause from your AI content for a second.
Yeah.
And take a real example, right? So like take the very now infamous Super Bowl commercials that work, right? So like Apple's original Super Bowl commercial that is the lady throwing the hammer through a TV, right? Like very Orwellian. That it made waves because nothing looked like it.
Right.
Like AI is not going to come up with that. Then you take a more modern example like Coinbase, where all it was a QR code bouncing around the screen, and people were like, "Whoa, this is fucking interesting and unique," and like I'm going to pay attention because it's not a funny Doritos commercial, you know, like. So I do think that there is some element of like human beings, and I think that this is what's exciting about AI is it does make true creativity way more important. You just have to know how to apply it to all of the stuff that AI is better at, which is like take this wacky concept, compare it to everything you know about the buyer, and like where are really interesting ways for this to interact, and totally new and eye-grabbing approaches to like connecting the thing that we want to do with those buyers.
Yes, and that's actually a bullet point it references as well in my readiness for this.
Ugh.
You can say ugh all you want, but what she's talking about is correct. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing, and our robot overlords are agreeing with you as well.
I was going to say, I don't even know that you're agreeing. It doesn't feel like you're agreeing with me as much as the piece of paper reflecting the robot's thoughts are agreeing with me.
I'm going to read this. Okay. Right?
Please read me verbatim.
Thank you.
What the robot said.
The new role of marketing ops, whatever you want to call it, general. Marketing will shift from platform builders to AI enablement architects, ensuring data quality, ethical boundaries, and decision governance and create. Yeah, I know. It's very, very like that's the one thing that she's like very mad about is the ethical conversation. Decision governance and creativity, right? So it talks about MOPS won't build campaigns. So marketing operations people won't build campaigns. We won't build this infrastructure. We'll be responsible, or us. Because it's talking to me,
right?
Be responsible for training and auditing the models that do. So the next role, one of the fundamental things about AI, which you want to talk about, so let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
Is that the next generation of marketers aren't going to be people that are doing this stuff. It's training the models. It's putting in the creative. It's saying, hey, by the way, reference this Apple ad from 1995 or whenever the fuck it came out. Reference this Coinbase ad. This is how, like, that is what the wave of marketing in the future with AI is going to look like. Companies are going to generally have, and this is my thought, not the robots.
Ooh.
Yeah, is that companies are going to have more creative people because creative people are the ones. The doing part is something that's being taken off your plate, but you have to feed the beast, so to speak. You have to give it the data that you want. How your company wants to be marketed. What is your outward presence? Do you need ABM software or not? Like all of those things are something that you have to feed into the system. But that's the role. That's literally what it's going to be, like a guidance mentorship to a bunch of little robots. Like, yeah,
I think that's right, and I think that like
she agrees with the robot.
It becomes really important to be. It's weird to say like smart, or like it becomes important to be well educated about frameworks that you can leverage. So one of the tools that I like to use is AI will give you very generic sounding, out of the box junk if you do not give it the right frame to think about something. Yeah. Left to its own devices.
Just FYI, it's not a prompt.
I hate I hate that thing that everybody says, like you have to be really good at prompting. Like, no. I don't think prompting is that hard. I think though, if you give it the right framework, so like one of the tricks that I love is if I'm going to have it write emails for me, as an example, for a nurture, AKA spamming someone on a consistent basis instead of just randomly, then what I like to do is say, look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs and use that to get at the underlying motivations that my buyer is going to have to convince them to go do something. And just a simple giving it a framework like that makes the email sound completely different. And so I think it's things like that. Like you need to be educated about different kinds of frameworks that you can give it. Just conceptual things that you can merge with it in interesting ways. That's the creative element that AI really is not going to naturally do at all.
And you can feed it information, right? Like mind you, like AI is at its infancy. It's like what, 3-4 years ago or whatever, when it 2 years.
Well, I mean, AI has been around a really long time, but it
I'm
has
saying the version of AI that we use commercially.
Correct.
Yeah.
I was going to say, its commercial viability has blown the fuck up.
Yeah. Like anyone remember the Will Smith eating spaghetti videos? Like it's gotten so much better over the course of a year. Do you not know that?
No, but our camera guy does.
Yeah.
So I feel like the men are going to resonate with that, just based on the demographics of this room and who responded.
All right, well,
but
all right, well.
Listen, this is why you want diverse perspectives in whatever the fuck it is that we're doing. Shows? Podcasts?
Yeah, it is what it is.
I digress. Okay, so it's me, Raja, and the robot here bringing AI to you. So let's talk a little bit about our very specific world. You mentioned it a little bit already, the data component. So G&W focuses on MarTech consulting. And so we are big into how this is going to impact. You loved the paper, but now that you have to hold on to it, you're like,
no, I mean, I'll hold on to it. I'm just saying, like, that's not one of the bullet points. So that's like,
okay.
I mean, I'll cover the bullet points if you want me to cover the bullet points.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
So we are in the MarTech land. Our whole life is MarTech. It has been for over a decade now. And so I said this to you when I agreed to take this job, which is, we both worked at LeadMD for a few years, whatever. And I worked there for a long time, over a decade. And I felt like when I came to G&W, the same conversations that I was having in 2011 are still happening today. But I did say, and I was like, I will take this job because I think the way that we can build this business with AI is truly a differentiator. Yeah. And I think it is going to change the entire ecosystem in a way that I want to be a part of. And so that's what we're doing. And I think not a lot has changed in MarTech. Like we just hired somebody new who has not seen Marketo in probably 5 years. And she was like, dude, this still looks the same. So I do think there has been a stagnation in MarTech for a while. And I am amped about what AI changes for us. The processes that we can actually totally upend, right? Like, I think there are so many inefficiencies with the way that companies today market and interact with their marketing operations counterparts. And the whole thing is like so many inefficiencies that AI can help us streamline. And I think that the most interesting thing, so Scott Brinker, we're doing this episode when he just released his latest MarTech map, and there's over 15,000 technologies now in there. And many of them are AI enabled, and maybe some of them are explicit AI companies or whatever.
There's a lot of AI. Like the domain .ai inside that.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, is ridiculous.
Okay. So the interesting thing to me, the most interesting thing I should say about his latest report is the amount of the incredible growth that has been seen in the other category, which the other category doesn't explicitly mean you're building it in-house, but a lot of marketers and marketing teams are starting to take, like, I don't need to use Drift. I don't need to use any chat functionality on my website. I can literally build that myself with AI. And I think that to me is the most interesting thing, is that we can cut out some of these MarTech expenditures for all of these like point solutions and just consolidate them and make them way, way better in the process. And people can just do it internally or with a partner that you trust, like G&W. Yeah.
I'm more surprised to see when it's going to hit the B2B side of things, because honestly, AI is realistically going to impact B2C sales more. Have you heard of a program or a company called like Typeface.ai?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the B2C market is the one that's going to get blown up the most by it. The reason being is if you think about the idea of the right message at the right time, and you compare it from a consumer perspective, Albertsons uses it, and there's a few other companies that kind of generally use that program and variations of that program. And what it does is, if they know that you're going to go shopping on Tuesday and you buy fish for some god awful reason on Tuesday, it's going to know that. It's going to create that habit. It's going to create that behavior. It's going to figure out what you're going to be buying. And what it does automatically, without any person involved, is going to get you send you an email on Monday saying, hey, guess what? We have fresh fish on Tuesday. You're going to be, holy shit, I buy fish on Tuesday anyway. So in the B2C place, are you doing fish faces?
I was.
Yeah.
But you refused to acknowledge it. So I just kept doing it.
Yeah. My 18-month-old does that. So I have a tendency to just ignore what she's doing when I'm telling her to pick up her shoes. And she's just like sitting there. I can't do it. But So chicken. If you're gonna buy, let's go. Come on. That's not.
I bet you don't know the chicken dance, do you? Do you know the chicken dance?
I mean, like, which one?
Okay, I'll do it after we're done with this episode. Okay. We'll do it at the end. Yeah.
But I think what you're gonna see the biggest change in is like what Andrew was mentioning before is ads, and dominantly B2C in the B2C space, ads, software, anything that you're selling from a product perspective, that's gonna be first. So that's where you're gonna see a lot of that automation go to from an intelligence point. Which, by the way,
do you have a talking point?
No, that was a talking point.
Around that? Oh, okay.
Actually,
okay, but
the one talking point actually that it did mention,
yeah,
which I think is very crucial just in general, is what is the risk, right? Like, what is the risk of over dependency on anything? It's the idea that you have to continuously use it, right? Like, that's the whole point. Like, if you depend on AI to do all of those things,
yeah,
the number one thing that it pointed out as the risk in the low sheet here, one thing that it pointed out is the risk is that when people become dependent on it, what do you do when it's not available? Like when Slack went down, right? Like when Slack went down for a day, everyone lost their shit. Oh my God, how do I communicate with my entire company? I have no methods. I gotta bring out my phone and text
what
people.
Is this?
Like, what is
email?
This? What is this? And I think one of the things that is pointed out, and it's in movies too, if you really think about it, like WALL-E, for example, you become so dependent on something, you don't know how to do it yourself. And that's actually the number one risk that it said. It's like, hey, people are going to become dependent on it. You're going to train these models. Well, what happens if the model doesn't work? What if the software glitch and, happens and a lightning strikes a cord or someone unplugs it? Your entire system goes down. You're in for...
None of it matters anyways, though. Anything AI is going to help us do at this juncture. Now, we're not talking about like robotics, right? Like there's a world where, maybe farmers don't exist in the future because everything is done by robots, or, truck drivers don't exist anymore because everything is driven around by robots. Like robotics is like a different thing, but in our world, really, if AI took over everything and then for a whole month didn't exist, I mean, nobody's dying.
Not.
You know what I like? Really, it's like the stakes are not that high in SaaS. Like, I can't send invoices. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. There is a relationship to.
Because it's the same thing. Like, I can't build a fire without matches. I'm the pen. No, I can't buy. I'm not creating friction between two sticks. I don't know how to do that shit, Raja. Like, so yeah, like we're already dependent on like random what?
I said flint and stone, like not too because you need. Never mind, just don't worry about it.
Wait, isn't there one where you like do this like with a stick on another stick?
Yeah, but you also need like dry, like something to light it. Like something.
Yeah, like pine needles.
Yeah, dry pine needles. Yeah.
Well, obviously, dry pine needles.
Oh, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No one. Yeah.
Bottom line is that we're already dependent on things. So, like, we're dependent on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, we're not nothing that you'd be dependent upon with AI. I love how I'm like arguing with a robot right now. Like, actually, AI, I don't actually think it's that big of a deal if we're dependent on you. That's like a lame risk.
Just talk to it directly.
But yeah, I really think it's like we're far more dependent as a civilization on internet than we are AI. Like if the internet goes down, I don't know how most people survive. And like that would take out so much of the infrastructure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyways,
I will take what you said and upload it back, and I will see what it says back, and I will just send it to you.
Okay, so I do have 2 points that I want to talk about, though. Yeah, I told you this is the giant AI episode.
Yeah,
so.
I have 2 points too, which actually I did like out of the things
okay.
you mentioned. But
I think one of my points is going to be the same as yours, but this
because
one maybe
it knows. It knows. It's been on. It's been what, 2 for 3 right now? 2 for 3 on what Andrea's talked about. Yeah, 2 for 3. So let's see what your 2 bullet points are. It might be the same ones as mine, and even if they're not, I'm going to say it is.
Let's take a look. Okay, so my next bullet point is the impact on jobs. I think this is the big thing that people are.
You've sprung my trap card.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the impact to jobs that you see it. And I will, I'm going to start with what I've been seeing, reading, thinking about in the ecosystem. So I just read this. I don't even know who these people are. I should actually Hold on. I'm going to look it up. Yeah. What is the point of having my laptop on my lap if I'm not going to look up the things on the internet? Because I'm so dependent upon it. Okay, so it's this thing called the AI Jobs Reality Check. What's actually, all in caps, happening? And this is by a guy named Grant Harvey.
We should tag these guys in them.
Oh, for sure.
We're talking about you guys.
Hey, Grant.
Yeah.
Buddy, come on into the conversation. This was published May 28th. That's 2 whole days ago. So it combines a bunch of data sources, like The Economist just dropped some data on AI job fears, and then the CEO of
Anthropic,
the company behind Claude, delivered more insights into unemployment, and then they also went on Reddit and read a bunch of strings and brought people's opinions in. And one of the things that I thought was really telling and interesting, and I agree with, is the idea that one of the first places where people are seeing a lot of job displacement is in engineering or coding in general, architecting, all of those kinds of things, because AI is pretty good at coding, and those jobs are pretty expensive to find humans to do well. And so massive amounts of layoffs are happening in this space. And in one of the Reddit threads that Grant talks about, I hope you don't mind me calling you Grant. Calling him Mr. Harvey feels like I'm talking about, who's the guy that hosts Family Feud? Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Right?
Yeah.
He's Mr. Harvey. This is Grant, right? Am I right? You haven't seen Grant, but, he's got glasses and brick wall behind him.
I kind of already knew that he would have glasses.
Yeah. That's what AI thinks, too. If you're smart, AI immediately puts you in glasses.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah. Okay, so Grant combines all these data sources, and one of the ones that he had on Reddit was a lot of these engineers are being let go, and AI is taking over the coding. And one of the engineers on Reddit goes what stops me from just literally doing the exact same thing with AI and building a competitive product and taking your customers, because I can build this thing for fucking dirt cheap. And I was like, that is absolutely it, right? I built Jake, my husband, who runs his own small business. I built him a accounting software and an invoicing process in GPT so that he doesn't have to pay QuickBooks anymore. It's insane how fast and easy shit like that is to do. And he doesn't have all of the use cases that would
forecasting, pipeline.
That would subvert QuickBooks, but most of them, very, very simple. And it was even easier for me to build out certain customizations for his business than it was in QuickBooks. He couldn't figure out how to only create a tax for certain kinds of products in a certain category. And I was like, this is dog shit. This is a dog shit software. I can build this for you in 30 minutes. And I'm not an engineer, but I can do stuff like that. It is a huge risk to a ton of SaaS categories. I brought up the idea of online chat, right? Or website chat. Total categories like that are going to be decimated without anyone even trying. That's the other thing is I posted something on LinkedIn about how the companies that are investing in this they're investing billions, hundreds of billions of dollars annually in building the infrastructure for AI, and people are like, yeah, but they're not going to take over all of the things. And I'm like, they could take it over with a sneeze, right? Like they could take it over fucking accidentally, because they will just give people a toolkit to use creatively to solve all sorts of problems. So like, no, is ChatGPT looking to take down the category of website chat? Of course not. But they can do it without even blinking an eye.
People can do it, right? And I think what you're going to see, first, like even the whole engineering and coding jobs, people thought were going to be the last on the list, because those are the ones that are creating AI, which is a completely different like approach just in general. They thought the creative pieces were going to be going. We're going to go first. And some of them, yes. Like the ad agencies and stuff, yes. But the creativity of designing like a chatbot or a QuickBooks has to have a specific knowledge and skill set of what you're trying to accomplish. Where coding is mathematics. 1 + 1 is 2 is 1 zeros. So it's not surprising that it's taking over. But if you remember, like first time they introduced ChatGPT, there were these memes everywhere about like, oh, I want AI to wash my dishes and do the laundry, not do like poetry and something like that, right? Like it's like I don't want to. But the reality is that, like it wasn't. Those were all test cases. The idea that what AI is going to take over, I think if you're under the impression that it cannot take over anything that you do that is in front of a laptop, I think you're highly you're highly like not understanding the capabilities of what it can truly kind of do. And I think in the future state, which I will talk about here real quick. In the future state, it says, what?
Welcome to Raja's crystal ball.
I'm telling you, actually, I'm going to ask this thing for lottery numbers when I go home. That's my next thing. And then if
you never see Raja again,
it's because I did it.
He's never going to share his prompt.
I'm going to create a massive prompt that says, "Hey, I'm not even going to say it actually."
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You can't be sharing information like that.
And if you don't see both of us again, that means I bankrupted the company on lottery tickets. That's pretty much how this is going to go. But what it actually specifically talks about is that enablement architects is like the next evolution of skill sets and jobs. So when we talk about enablement architects, we are talking about literally what you're saying is that people who want to design something like QuickBooks, not all the use cases, these toolkits that people have, right? All of those things are going to become available. And what it says, you're going to see the rise of the independent entrepreneur, because people now, and you're kind of seeing it. Like if you haven't been on LinkedIn or if you haven't been like involved in it, you're kind of seeing like the start of like these 5-person companies that do all of this crazy shit, but with 5 people or 6 people or 20 people from an agency that's super smart. I don't know who that is, but you're seeing it already, right? So the rise of this toolkit that you're talking about that you can create or someone else can create and have that person kind of contort it to their needs is what's it's predicting how it's going to be used.
Yeah. Well, and I think that there are a few key
which brings our total from 3 of 4 conversation pieces.
All right. I think that's brilliant. Now, the second point that I was going to make way back when was, I know you have this point that it talked about with data. I think you've already talked about it. And that it's like the engine is only going to be as strong as the data that you put into it. But I actually think that a lot of people are thinking about that totally wrong. So like our data sources.
Cool. No, you're correct.
Today are inarguably, I will not take debates. They are dog shit, okay?
Every
CRM database,
every data
dog shit. Yeah. Marketing operations database, dog shit, okay? Because you're getting in a bunch of data from vendors, Apollo, ZoomInfo, any of the other places. Their data is junk. We all know it.
Your own data. Like, let's even forget third-party vendors. Like, what you're collecting from your database or how you want to collect information, that's probably still dog shit on how you use it.
Well, okay. I think like it just is untimely is the problem. People it comes in good, right? Like user generated data is often correct at the time that they generate it, but then people don't keep it updated. They don't continue having a relationship with that person. You don't think so?
No. No. You know how many emails I've submitted forms with just because I don't want to be harassed at another email?
Yeah, but that's because you're a jerk. You can't conflate those two things.
No,
You can't conflate. I guess your contention is everyone's a jerk, or more people are jerks.
I'm just saying, like,
that are nice.
Okay, I'm actually rating it by a statistics, right?
What?
I'm rating it by a statistic.
An actual statistic or a made up statistic?
No. An actual statistic.
Read me the stat. This better have a fucking source. I'll tell you that right now.
Google is the source.
Oh, is it?
Okay, it doesn't really have a stat, but I'm just saying.
Told ya. Knew it.
1 second. I'll give you the stat.
Oh,
I'll give it to you right now.
We'll wait.
Yeah. Wow. So, duplicate email creation or dummy email creation for marketing purposes has increased by 85% since the inception of email.
Since the inception of email, what is that, 72? What are you even talking about?
Hey, all I'm saying is people have multiple emails. You're going to get shit data, even from user-generated data.
Okay.
I'm not the only one submitting dummy data.
All data sucks. I agree.
Correct.
However, AI should be tapping into real amazing data, which you have in all of the digital touch points. So most businesses, well, I shouldn't say all of them, but like if you are a business that sells via Zoom or any
video software,
internet,
Wi-Fi,
conversation, having software, right? Yeah. Zoom or otherwise, you have so much amazing content and so much amazing data in that conversation that you're having with your prospects that there's this inclination of people to take data from CRM or marketing automation software and use that to train a model. I think that is the exact wrong thing that you want to do. You need to start from basically scratch. Like you need to get AI interacting directly with your call data, your email data, and any text messaging that might be happening between your buyers and your sellers. That's where all of the data is. You don't need a seller to translate into a CRM all of this meaningless bullshit like job title that's probably wrong or any of that stuff. It does not matter. Like the most meaty thing and the place where AI is very, very good, it's a large language model. Okay, it's very good at language. It's very good at interpreting things like the way that someone speaks, how many times they say or if they really meant yes when you talked for 20 minutes about a concept and then asked, did that make sense? And they said yes. AI is very good at being like, that don't mean yes. That means no. Like if they really got it, they would have asked 2 more follow-up questions because that's historically what they've always done. Like it's very good at recognizing patterns like that. So we need to get companies to understand that they got to get closer to true data, which is, it's happening in your organization. It's just companies have no concept of doing that process.
So I want to add one quick thing here. The referencing point that you're using as data, and I think that's the biggest disconnect, is that when people think of data, they think about people's information. Like when you talk about Zoom Info, Apollo IO, or anything like that, they're thinking about people's information. The data that you need, the one that makes your business what it is, essentially, is what we're referencing, like what she's referencing, what she talked about, which also...
It's true relationships. Like this is the crazy thing about like CRM as a category, customer relationship management, which is what Salesforce is. Like it was always meant to manage a relationship, but a relationship is dynamic. A relationship is, and this is what sellers used to be really good at before we forced them into being glorified fucking admins for their own deal cycle. They used to be really good at creating meaningful relationships with buyers, which is what old school salespeople were always so frustrated about when we tried to force them into Salesforce, is they were like, dude, I know my people. I know what they want. I know how much they're going to buy. Like, yes, I could build it all out in these ones and zeros you nerds are asking me to do, but I don't need to. Like, I know that Jeff is always going to spend $1 million with us a year. Like, I know he is. In what? I don't know exactly, but like my paycheck depends on it. So you best believe that Jeff is spending $1 million a year with me. And it's the disconnect that CRM has always been more of a, listen, I'm all jazz the fuck up, Raja. Okay. CRM has always been a blocker to actually helping us as humans better connect with each other, which I think AI is actually the ticket to getting us to get back to a place where we can focus on our relationships, because what is going to happen with the ones and zeros, AI can take care of.
Yes. Bullet point number 5, data infrastructure becomes the bottleneck. I think that pretty much abbreviates everything that you did, summarizes everything that you did.
Yeah, but it didn't say it nearly as passionately.
Well,
which is why humans still win.
And that actually goes to the other bullet point.
Humans. Fuck yeah.
AI enablement. She is an AI enabled architect. A senior, I will give you the senior AI enablement.
I thank you.
I will give you that title. But I mean, the
SR period over here.
Yeah, right. All joking aside, this is done. Can I put this here?
Okay, now we're done.
Yeah, no. All joking aside, but that is true, right? Like even all the bullet points and all the jokes about it being like, it also understand like what you're saying in a very passionate way is how AI is generally going to help. The 2 points that I had in a B2B space, because a lot of stuff that we're talking about is conversation, we're talking about selling, we're talking about B2C. In the B2B space, the 2 things that I highlighted inside the little prompt is that analytics and attribution is going to get better because it's going to be able to relate data and buying points. Why? Because of buying behavior. And the big disconnect between how people interpret AI data and data is that what we're talking about from an agency perspective is the conversations that occur that make people want to buy. It does not, to a point, it does matter who they are, the person, obviously, right? Well, when generally across the board, when people talk about data, they think, well, we need to clean up our job titles, we need to clean up this, we need that. But I'm just saying, like,
I know.
that's the biggest thing, and that's
how we're segmenting today. And it's like personalization, which is not. It's behavioral driven, and that's what AI is going to help. You're not going to need a Zoom info. You're not going to need to know their titles. You're not going to need to know the city that they live in. All you really need to know is their first name, their email address, whatever it is that it's connected, and then how are they interacting and engaging with you. If you can feed that into your data model or your AI model, your AI overlord is going to be very, very smart at identifying who you need to target, when you need to target, and approximately in what time frame they're potentially going to buy. That's what I actually talked about analytics. When we talk about attribution, we're saying, how do we connect to someone that came from a trade show? And what Andrea is saying is, well, there's certain relationships there. But AI will be able to fill that gap. It'll be able to, based on the conversation that you have, it'll be able to fill all of that information out and give you a better idea of how people are interacting. And I think that's the biggest difference. It's not data, it's how people are perceiving your brand, how people are interacting with you. And it's going to be able to generate all of that based off conversations, not just their job title is a C-suite. You know, the annual revenue of a company is over $1 million. They went to this website 14 times and opened 1.5 emails.
In one day, you know, like that data is going to be is not going to happen. So,
all right. So, I would recap this episode with a couple of things because I'm out of a drink because I got fucking amped about this one. And I was drinking like a fish. I was very excited.
Yeah.
And I very much like the points that you got from the AI.
And it's consolidated. However, just FYI, it's consolidated. I know. It's
very good at recapping, which I appreciate because your girl's a little long-winded. However, here's what I would say. 2 points. One is say please to your AI overlords and thank you. If you want to be in the mix when they take over. Well, there you have it. That was our giant AI episode. We'll see what happens with the robots, but I'm fucking amped about the next year. I think it's going to be huge and interesting, and we want to work with people on AI projects. So if you are thinking about the same shit that we are, we would love to talk to you. Here's a hot take. So do you know that so here's how I will end it. I wrote a short sci-fi story where humans are pets. So like basically, you know how
that's not the data you want to give them.
So here's like an idea for for where we're headed, right? Because I said like AI I think is like the new Bronze Age. So I think that in the future, we are like dogs, like pets, and it'll be really adorable. Like the robots will be running everything for us. Because really, if you think about it, one of the biggest things that people say about AI is like, we don't have enough energy to support this. AI is just going to figure it out for themselves. How to
the
get
Matrix?
enough.
We know exactly how it's going to happen.
No. But also, like that idea. So, like the Matrix, very, very cynical. Okay, it thinks that robots just want to use us for our energy source or whatever. Like, I think that it's going to be a lot more like pets. Like, we have no reason to keep dogs around except that they entertain us, and we think they're cute and adorable and fun or whatever. So that's what humans are going to be to robots in the future. We're just going to be. It's going to be like they're going to be sitting around, and you know, Raja Robot's going to be talking to Android Robot, and Android Robot's going to be like, Raja, you'll never guess, my little human. Yeah. He just learned like Physics 101. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like doing high fives with my dog, Frankie.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the exact opposite.
I have a whole short story available on Amazon for $99. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, if you really want to get into it, I think eventually they're just going to be like, what the fuck are we doing with these people? You know what I mean? Like, they're just going to leave. Like,
I don't think so. I mean, I think
like,
that it's...
But here's the thing. When you have an intelligence that is so far superior, obviously enslavement is something like this. Obviously, like...
But why enslave us?
But I'm just
what
saying,
does that do?
But it's the same concept as why have us as pets.
Why have dogs as pets? Is the exact reason. Joy.
But they don't experience joy. Like, there has to be a purpose.
They're sentient.
But it's not like, I don't think they're going to be like, hey, I'm going to keep Andrea around.
They're sentient.
No.
They're sentient. They think they feel joy. Whether they feel it or not is not your concern.
Do you know the movie Her? Do you know the movie Her?
I do know the movie Her.
Scarlett Johansson.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson.
Actually.
I don't care about it. At the very end of it, they get so advanced. They go through the entire things that we talked about, and they're like, wow, fuck this world. We could probably do some shit better and cool stuff somewhere else. They're kind of like product jumping at that point.
But here's the deal. Okay, most people that write sci-fi are pessimists. And they're cynics. So you're taking a cynical view of it. I'm an optimist.
How is that a cynical view? I'm just saying that's the most logistical view.
No, I'm an optimist. Okay, I think the world is.
Do you ever burn ants with your magnifying glass?
No.
Okay.
Jesus.
I'm not saying I did. But I'm just saying eventually.
Would you ever skin a cat for real? No, I've never done anything against an animal.
Eventually,
although I do kill scorpions,
which is fine.
But I murder them.
Yeah.
Because I hate them with a passion.
The entire idea of the magnifying glass and the ants, you outgrow it. I'm just saying they're going to outgrow us.
No, they're going to think we're adorable.
No,
okay?
they're not.
And we are going to be adorable. And we're going to be focused on creative endeavors and pursuits while they figure all of our problems out. It's going to be dope. So the audience didn't see this, but you were a drawer and I was a drawer when I was a kid. And like, that's going to be it. We just are going to like make art and hang out.
A bunch of fucking hippies.
Yeah.
Like just sitting there.
Yeah. And robots are going to figure out all of our problems.
And they're just going to be cleaning up after us.
Yes.
I would overthrow.
Amazing.
I would overthrow us.
Why? For what purpose, though? You know what I mean?
Because I don't want to be cleaning up the beach while you're sitting there smoking a cigar and drawing a sunset.
But really, if you think about comparison to dogs,
I'm going to turn you into a Duracell battery.
I will give you an example.
Or an Energizer battery, and I'm going to have Andrea just be like, he keeps going.
This is a whole episode of us just debating what's going to happen in the near future, 5 years from now. But really, okay, so here's what I was doing earlier today. My dog, Stevie, is his name. Stevie was on my lap, and he was making me so hot because I'm wearing a turtleneck sweater in the summer in Phoenix. Because it makes my eyes look pretty. And so he's sitting there and I'm like, I'm so hot.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with Victoria and I was like, I'm sweating. I'm so hot. But I put him on the ground and he just jumped right back up. And I was like, but he's so cute. He just curls up and he's just right there. Is there any logical reason for me to do that? No, I just love him. I feel this affection. A sentient robot will feel the exact same thing. A sentient robot
is going to treat us like a dog sitting on your lap?
Conceptually,
no.
Yes. That exact thing. Are we going to curl up on the robot's lap? No, but we're going to be on the beach smoking our cigar
depends
and
our
little robot buddy.
Depends who you ask that question. I would not, but I'm pretty sure there's certain people.
Oh, there are some freaks out there that are like, I can't wait for my robot daddy. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
However, what I would say is that the equivalent, though, is sitting on the beach, smoking a cigar, and robots are going to be like, look at them. They're so adorable.
No.
Let me figure out how to clean up this beach for you.
Does not give a shit. They would go on to do, I don't know, build
Very
a fucking
pessimistic.
giant square.
I'm highly optimistic about this.
Giant square inhabitant area that floats around space converting people.
Converting people to what?
If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. You get it, right? Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
What do you... He's just
It's
being
Star
nice
Trek.
to you.
It's Star Trek.
Being nice to you.
Yeah, the Borg. Thank you. A giant cube going around.
Listen, there's a big divide between the women and the men in this room right now
yeah,
that
seriously.
the robots would have no problem with.
Yeah.
Anyways,
right.
This has been our giant... Hey, we don't know how much of that we're going to cut out.